Descenders. My name is Jared, also known as the Game Master Chef, and with me, as always, is Ben and Ben. Sadly, this evening, KP and Pat are otherwise occupied and were unable to attend, but we have the rest of the crew.
One of them has a good excuse, and one of them is tired.
We'll let you decide who's who. No,
Yeah, place your bets in chat.
I made the call. We were off. The session has had more up and downs than a well-loved yo-yo, but I decided that it just wasn't worth cancelling the stream under these conditions. So we're here, and we're gonna do a kind of like a side quest session. We're gonna do something a little bit different. I'll be perfectly honest. I only decided this about an hour ago. Barely prepared for it. Yeah, I don't even have music up right now, so let me sort that out real quick.
That's good because Twitch is asking me to verify my account for D&D Beyond, so...
Please, if you could please verify your account. That would be great.
Because as you can see, I'm logged in from a new location. That's why Twitch is getting upset.
Yep. There we go. We have
It
some
looks
ambient.
really good, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, looking fancy.
looks much better.
Okay,
Still
so
going back to the other.
this week we hit 51 followers. We
Wow.
yeah, we could go for affiliate, but I'm deciding that instead of locking myself into a contract with Twitch that doesn't really allow me any flexibility and gives me practically no benefit whatsoever, I'm going to start launching a Patreon and like a donation thing, so if people want to start donating, we can set that kind of thing up. It's really not mandatory, we do this for fun. I'm not doing it to make money, I'm doing it to promote my brand and what I do and all that sort of thing. So yeah, I really want this to be free entertainment for people to enjoy that kind of thing. And in the new year, I'm planning to bring even more of that juicy content. So, yeah, last time, Barnabas, do you have a recap for
Yeah,
us?
I do. Yeah,
All
one
right.
that I wrote up last week.
I was gonna
I
say.
haven't read it since then.
Bear with me, Descenders. I haven't read it in
Bear
over a
with
week.
me, Descenders. Previously, our heroes rushed the recently deceased Tarvos to Calem's temple, beseeching the priest to bring his soul back. To no avail, his soul impossible to reach, but not for everyone. Unbeknownst to our heroes, something else found him in his journey to the afterlife. Using Tarvos' deal with the lesser demon Pipkip, Tarvos was approached by the devil Marcellus, a new deal struck, and a story unfinished. Back in the material plane, Barnabas eulogizes his fallen friend, but first removes his magical amulet and reveals that Barnabas is not an aged male wizard, but a young female elf in disguise. This reveal would have been private, but a new character emerges from the green teapot found in the cult lair. Zenbri, the green-skinned Verdun, enters the scene. Discussions were had, emotions flared, and exhausted adventurers finally rested. What will happen next is anyone's guess. Maybe two of the party will not turn up. Stay tuned, folks, to GM Chef Presents Descent into Avernus.
Hey, thank you very much for that.
I treat myself to a dumpling.
Yeah, wish I had dumplings. All I have is these loaded fries. Okay. So, yeah, last time we left off was at a temple, and everybody was going to bed. So, who wakes up first?
Well, now that it's out there, I can say that I only sleep or meditate for 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So I do a bit of work on my my spell book, looking over and get frustrated at the new spells that I found in this ugly looking spell book. And yeah, guess I'll head on downstairs.
Okay. What season are you currently aligned with?
Doing kind of like a variant thing. So I'm using the
Okay.
variant Eldrin.
Is that
So
based
it's,
on like 4th edition Eldrin?
No, it was just a variant option in the in D&D
Oh.
Beyond, and I've just created my own thing, so away from the seasonal thing.
Oh,
It's kind of like
okay.
a Blade Singer-esque.
Okay. Well, that's fine then.
Yeah, I didn't want to fuck with the seasons, basically.
You're just an elf then, right? With Misty Step.
Yeah.
Right.
It's basically just always Misty Step.
No, cool. Alright then. So you probably wake first, you do your own thing. Caleb, what's your deal? I believe that you guys were gonna have to sleep in, because you came in quite late at night, disturbing the the peace at the temple. So
Yeah, well,
Still not that
one
long
of
for
us
4
obviously
hours.
needs 4 hours. I imagine our companions get that sleep, but Caleb tosses and turns. He's beset by nightmares. He sees again and again Tarvos's death in his mind, even though he wasn't present at the time, because he, of course, blacked out and ran from the temple, or so he believes. And so, not feeling as rested as he could be, gets up early and heads downstairs to get some fresh air.
okay. Where would you be headed, Barnabas?
Yeah,
If that
probably.
is your real
Is there like
name.
a foodie area in this church that we're in?
There is. A local following kind of make offerings in the morning, and bring. There's like a collection that comes through in the kind of morning, early morning hours. You'd probably be up early enough to kind of just be wandering around empty halls, and maybe you just like step outside on the front steps and you kind of see these offerings on the front steps, and eventually some other priests and acolytes come out. And
What kind of offerings are on the front steps?
mostly kind of like baked goods, some
Oh, yeah, I'm taking those for sure.
yeah, some really nice kind of sweet buns, glazed buns, and this sort of like steamed rice dish with dried fruit in it, and a few different very basic, humbling, warming things. Other sort of grain dishes, and flatbreads with fresh butter and stuff as well. So
I am all
Yeah.
there for the rice for breakfast, so I'm going to jump.
okay, cool. So you take your fill and then pocket a few extra bits for the day, and eventually a few acolytes are kind of like coming out, start bringing stuff inside. Perhaps you join them, perhaps not. But yeah, maybe you grab yourself a bit of a breakfast and find yourself a nice little quiet corner to continue reading your book. Yeah. So okay, let me eventually make your way downstairs, and yeah, you feel that it's best to let Tarvos and not Tarvos, Rip. Tarvos is resting, ain't he? Resting in hell, or not resting rather. You're not sure really. I don't think you even met Zenbri, so you don't even know that Zenbri exists, as far as you're concerned. But you let Eno rest. You know that he took quite a beating right before, and perhaps you go down a stairwell and you almost trip over Barnabas. Barnabas, what form are you currently in?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I was going to say, so in the evening, I definitely did my ritualistic alarm spell around my door, and I took off my medallion for sleep and or meditation. But yeah, going downstairs, I definitely have it back on again.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, Barnabas. I mean, Barnabas.
I'm like, are you me? Caleb, good morning. Were you able to get some sleep?
Not not as much as I would have liked. I'm sorry, you caught me off guard a little bit being here. Usually, this is quite a sleepy temple, and just a few of the attendants moving about.
Did you know that there were baked goods just sitting at the front step? Is that like a subscription service, or what's the...
I've never really...
You should get the same for your orphanage. I'm sure the children would be very ecstatic to be receiving baked goods in the morning like that.
I think it might be a donation service, and although I agree, some more donations to the orphanage would be good. I don't know if we can set that up.
Well, there's so many. You should get the kids to move in here. That would make a lot more sense than there's a hole in the roof at your place.
Yes, the orphanage. It already feels like a lifetime ago.
Yes, how are you faring? You said you didn't remember any of the events.
No, I really must apologize to everyone. Perhaps when they're fully awake, I sit down on the step next to him and sort of place my hand in my hands a little bit. This is something that's plagued me for a number of years, and I know you all think that I'm some kind of streetwise, out there.
I did think that at first, but it's gotten less as we've been...
Since I blacked out, I understand, yes. I know I must have seemed like a real wild child before that, but it's not the real me. Between me and you, Barnabas, Caleb's not even my real name.
Really?
Truly, I took the name. Do you remember the name of the orphanage and the surrounding suburb? You probably thought it was named after me. Calemshan, little Calemshan?
Yes. No, I thought you were named after the place. That made more sense.
Oh, that makes equal sense. Well, in turn, I sort of was. It's sort of my street name, you could say, and I've taken on a little bit of a personality with it.
It feels like you're trying to endear yourself, but you're also just like putting yourself up. My hands are just so big. It's so inconvenient.
It's so inconvenient.
I lean down and just pull out some pork bun for the morning.
Wow, method actor.
On the roof of my mouth.
Well, finish your mouthful first, Caleb. While you do that, I need to grab my dice, which are just sitting over there. One sec.
Whatever you mean.
Gambling at this hour, Barnabas? You mad lad.
In a temple?
In a temple of all places. Oh, God. Well, lovely.
My phone is back up, listeners.
You guys level 3
Dice
yet?
and my wormwood.
Yeah, nice flex. You guys level 3?
It's a gift.
It's not even a flex. It was actually a genuinely epic gift.
Yeah, from work, which is bonkers.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the gift before that they gave to me was for like my 5 years was a picnic blanket. It's like, you know me? This was a nice surprise.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, what do you guys...
Well, what did Caleb say when he finished his mouthful?
We were exclaiming about you playing dice in a temple this time in the morning.
Well, I must have, though you say that you're not as streetwise as you first let on.
It's hard to believe. I know. I come across well, but I mean, I wear heavy armor. That's crazy. Why would I wear that and be doing roguish things?
I did think that was quite not conducive to you stealthing places. You're quite noisy when you walk around.
It crossed my mind, but it just comes back to what if I get stabbed? I need some armor.
Yeah, I suppose, but if you don't get seen, then you also don't get stabbed.
I like to be seen.
This armor that Eno made for me is quite lovely. The studded leather that he
Yeah, looks great. I should really get something new myself.
Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I wanted to.
Is that why,
I don't.
why you're for me? Talk about
It was
armor.
while you're here. I don't know my way around. We're back in the upper city. I need to buy some supplies. And then perhaps we go. I mean, I've noticed Eno likes to sleep in. Oh, there's a new character with us. A new individual. The character feels right.
Quite
still,
the
even though
character.
it's
Quite
wrong.
yes. I was just gonna say. Yes, he is a character,
Yeah,
isn't he?
Yeah.
It's actually a
And
word
that
you would
individual,
use.
He popped out of the teapot that we picked up in the sewers.
A new Mortlog? That guy?
Mortlock?
Yeah, the bald man. We saved him from the temple.
No,
Is that-
no. I'm sure he'll be
Lady
sleeping
who
late into the
died.
afternoon. No, a small green fellow. Not that small, a little bit shorter than me. His name's Zenbri. He's an oddity. I wouldn't believe anything that he says. He's a bit crazy. But he is an interesting one. He's with Eno. Eno's looking after him.
So, and he's Eno's got to stop taking on vagabonds.
Yes, I must admit I dropped him on Eno for that reason. I didn't want to take responsibility for the thing.
He's a pet of some kind.
He could be. I've never seen his like before. He has a goblin-esque visage to him, but a bit more did have a bit more intelligence to his eyes and a bit better with conversation, I suppose. Still a bit wild, but a bit better with conversation and much taller.
Okay. Oh.
Almost elvish traits, but green skin, obviously. And there was the fact that he popped out of a teapot, which I've never seen a goblin do before.
Can we see him?
Yeah. I mean, Jared, did he get his own room? Did he stay with?
That would be a great question that I would love to answer.
Probably stayed with it. Probably just.
To
jumped
be
into his-
fair, he would have just jumped back in his teapot and...
Well, I think there's a limited amount of time he can go into his teapot. It's like 4
I think
hours at a time or something.
I think it's like 8 hours at a time.
Is it 8 hours?
I think it's 8 hours, and that at a certain level, I think level 10, he can bring people with him.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
We'll just say he was in
Yeah.
his teapot. I think that he probably popped back in. I don't know. I don't know him or anything. He just arrived while I was saying goodbye to Tarvos. He said some crazy things. Like I said, I wouldn't believe anything that he says. He says some wild stuff, but he seemed to be nice enough. And if Eno thinks that he's decent, then I guess he could stay in the capacity of a pet.
oh well. Okay, that all sounds very unusual. I love to spy this strange creature. I know since you lost your donkey, you've been looking for a replacement of some kind. And I hope this
I do
strange
miss that donkey.
green fella fills the gap in your heart to some extent.
Not to replace Tarvos in any way.
Of course not. I didn't suggest such a thing. Tarvos was a friend.
Yes.
Perhaps not my friend, but he seemed like a good fella.
Did you get a chance to speak to your I know Eno was going to go with you to speak to the person in charge here, the saint, the prophet, the head person?
Yes, he's just a head paladin. Paladin.
Head paladin.
Old Evanshield.
Shit, did I don't even remember. Did we have a conversation with him last?
No.
You didn't...
No,
No,
I've-
you pretty
I've-
much woke
I've,
him up. You're like, my friend's dying. Fix,
Yeah, and then he was like,
please."
done, go to bed.
Yeah, and then
Similar
like
to,
him and the other priests were like, well, what the fuck are these kids doing?
He likes
Well-
to sleep in, so it might just be me and you for a
It might be best if we just... I did discuss with Eno last night, perhaps him just having a chat with him first. So maybe we'll leave that. Maybe we, just... You can show me where the, Oh my god, you've indicated this broadcast is for mature audiences. We don't have any mature participants.
It was like the Bens are doing a game. We better put a...
MA15 plus stream, guys.
Just wanted to get the chat open. Well, if you would, and maybe while Eno discusses this and surmises the make of this Zenbri fellow, we could go to the shops and then perhaps go and report to Captain Zodge. I'll need you as a translator unless I cast my comprehend languages again. But we can let him know that the job is done with the cultists.
Of course, in fact, I might know my way around the upper city better than I do little Caleb should. So let's do it. You're with me. I'll show you around. Yeah.
What is your real name, Caleb?
What are you? It's Caleb. Whatever are you talking about? Come on,
get out of here. I don't.
You guys, you guys are kind of just like sat in a stairwell, stood in a stairwell, and a couple of other acolytes and followers kind of walk through. It's probably about this time that you guys are maybe heading down. You head out into a main hall, and stood there, chatting to like a nun or like more of a like a female. Follower of the order. Is this the Temple of Ilmater? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I think so. She seems to be holding the hand of this big, bald oaf that you guys saved the life of. Not a few hours ago, realistically, and you can see he's been patched up with bandages. He's been cleaned up, given a fresh set of clothes. They fit him quite tightly as he is unusually large. But he kind of catches your eye, and he thanks the nurse or the nun or whoever the hell was taking care of him, and he kind of bounds on over. Oh, good morning, gentlemen.
Yes, Mortlock. We'll talk to you later. We've got to be somewhere, and we can try and move past them.
No,
don't be so hasty. How did you sleep, Modlock?
Very nice, thank you. This place is quite lovely. I thought maybe you might be able to help me though. Even though it's very nice here, they won't let me stay here for very long. But I'm in a bit of trouble, and you guys seem... I also wanted to apologise for your friend. I know I didn't help. I didn't cause his death, but it's very sad that he's gone. Sorry. I'm in some trouble, and I really need your help. Please, can we... Yes?
I just look over to Barnabas and gesture, why not?
Is it in the upper city, Mortlock, that you need help with, or do you just need us to speak to somebody here to get you some more time? What's your situation?
It's my brothers. They're not exactly nice people. I'm pretty sure they've hired someone to kill me, and yeah, there was the man that you saved me from last night. He wasn't very nice, but there was something deeply wrong with him. I don't know why he was so scary. Yeah, maybe you could just go and talk to Amric, my brother, and tell him to leave me alone.
Why has he hired somebody to kill you, Mortlock?
I really shouldn't say.
Well, look, we're not going to be able to help you unless we've got the full story.
Well,
What if
it
we get
means-
there and we
but
agree
that-
with your brother that you do deserve to die?
No,
It's better
no.
that it comes from your mouth first.
No, it's because of what I know.
You don't look like you
I-
know much, though, Mordlug.
But I do. I just don't want Mummy to get in trouble. My brothers.
Mortlog,
Yeah.
you're going to have to give us a little bit of a history here. Would you mind telling us who your mother is, what the relationship is like between your family, what you guys do for a living? Start with
Well.
that.
Have a pastry, Mordlug.
Oh, thank you. Right. So. Yes. Let's just.
Have a short break
Right.
while I read up on this guy's
Yes.
backstory.
One moment while I read up on the family.
Well, my mother, you might know her. Her name is Thalamra Van Thamper. She's one
the
of
Thumper?
Thalamra
Thalamra.
Van Thamper.
Van Thamper. I think that's German for Will Thumper.
Yeah, she's a very tough woman. She's, well,
What was your brother's name again, Mortlog?
I have two brothers. My older brother, Thirstwell.
Say that once more, Mortlog. You've got a bit of a lisp. Has anyone ever told you that?
Thirstwell.
Firstwell, yes.
Thirstwell.
Close to the well.
And Amric.
As if he was the first and it went well. Two. I didn't catch the mum's name because one note was
Thalamra.
being slow. Mother.
I'll send it.
Thalamra?
I'll send it to the Discord.
I'll shoot it to
Damn.
the Discord.
I'll just mumble it as well and it'll sound right.
Thalamra, Amric, and
Thalamra.
Thirstwell. And Mortlock.
You may know that name. Helm might. Helm, roll a history check.
And
Please.
history. It's a natural one.
That's
I've
nice,
not
right?
heard.
You have little regard for politics, and you couldn't give a shit. Yeah. Yeah. He kind of says, "Well, she's been conspiring to take power after the disappearance of the Duke, the Grand Duke. She's blaming him for the disappearance of Elturel. And well, as you can tell, I do know things, and she couldn't bring herself to do it, but I think my brother Amric got, or first of all, one of them's done it. One of them wants to please Mum. So
Then what?
gone and wanted me killed.
Well, I don't see how you being killed would be relatable to the Duke being overthrown for your mother.
Well, you were investigating those people, right? Them murderers, yeah?
Sure.
There's a whole bunch of them, innit? And they've been capturing people and causing all kinds of strife. And well, I wasn't going to allow it anymore. I was going to tell someone. And
So your family on that side of
Evil?
things, whatnot.
Yeah. Well, Amric's a bloody
And-
money lender, isn't he? And he hurts people. He takes their knees if they don't pay him back. And first, well, he's not much of a character. He's jealous of Amric. He's Mum's favourite.
Jared, would I know where to go see the Duke or someone in the hierarchy of the city?
Yeah.
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 Well, yeah.
Barnabas, I think shopping may have to wait.
It's waited so many times, though, Caleb.
I understand, but I think we may need to go have a conversation with.
With the Duke? What are we talking about here?
The Duke is missing. That would have been.
Oh, I see.
That would have
Who's
become.
who's somebody in power there?
So the way that the government kind of runs is a parliament of peers of about 50 patriarchs. But they usually come to a majority decision that is then passed to the Council of Four, that is comprised of the Grand Duke and three others. Three other dukes. And currently Thalamra is on the Council of Four.
I'd put forward, Caleb, that you and I are not the best people to be dealing with this sort of thing.
So, Thalamra, Dillard, Bellin, I wrote this down before. Okay, so I would be aware a little bit of who she is. Maybe she slipped my mind for a minute, but yes, I'm on it.
So, Morlock, you'd like us to speak to one of your brothers? Which one? The one who breaks knees, or the one who's jealous of the one who breaks knees?
Sorry, was that directed at me?
Yeah, Morlock.
At Moloch? Well, look, I know where Amric is, and you could.
So you'd like us to speak to the one who breaks legs?
Well, yeah. He's
To
usually
what avail?
reasonable. Just you know, you could, capture him or.
What are we talking about here, Caleb? Do we need to go wake Eno up for this, or I mean, like he'll be tired, but I'm hesitant to do this on our own.
Well, like, I thought if you captured him, we could hold him ransom, and then I could convince Mother to stop what she's doing.
Yeah. Or we do that, and suddenly we're getting people sent after us to kill us.
Or we capture him, and we use him as a bargaining chip to get ourselves out of trouble with the guild.
We're not in trouble with the guild. We're working for. I mean, it's mandated work, but it doesn't seem.
No, we. I'm sorry, Barnabas. I forget you're new to the city. We're not working for the guild. We upset the guild. Remember when I was trying to play the big man, and we broke into that place and did a bit of a failed robbery, and some people died.
I do recall.
So to clarify, those were guild men. We were encroaching on their job, and then we killed 2 of them. One got away.
But do they know who we are at the moment?
Well, they might not know who you are. Maybe.
Great.
So, if I'm being totally honest, you could just try and get out of the city. Take that pet with you. Just make some space. But this is my home, and I'm going to see this through. You may not have noticed because I'm so all over the place with Caleb's accent, but his accent has changed this episode.
Yeah,
Um,
no, I'm chalking that up.
I
To
mean,
Eno's going to
an
discuss all the details with you. Dude.
An alternative option is, I mean, you could talk to my mother directly. She can sometimes be reasonable.
I mean, this is another option. I think it's possible she didn't have anything to do with wanting you dealt with. What proof do they have that you were going to go to the authorities?
And what were you going to the authorities with, Mortlock?
To be honest, I didn't exactly have much proof. Of their dealings. I've just heard a lot of conversations. People don't really pay me much attention. But I know that there's well, Firstwell's been up to some stuff. Now that you mention the guild, he's definitely been involved with them at one point, and he had them. You weren't at Hoon House, were you?
Tarvus might have been.
Look, I'm not with the guild. I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to scare you, but
Are your family with the guild though? Do they have influence with the guild?
well, I don't know about everyone, but Firstwell certainly does. He
Can we just have a moment? And I've just turned to Barnabas and sort of put my hand sort of on his shoulder. I say we turn this guy in.
I'm struggling to see any benefit to us in doing this, Caleb. There was a little bit of maybe the guild can be appeased, and that'll get you and Eno out of strife, and therefore heat will be off my back. To take it from a selfish angle, but I at a loss of I don't want to say what's in it for us, but what is in it for us here? Why are we doing this?
Well, I was equally perplexed and not going to get involved, but thinking about it, what if we went to speak with the mother and we just handed him over? Maybe it smooths things over a little bit? Even if enough for them not be openly hostile to us.
We could pose it as we rescued. Are they involved in the cult? Is that what he was saying? Like, would
and I just turn back to
just like over the shoulder.
Mortlock,
Mortlock?
what were you doing at that bathhouse?
well, Firstwell told me to meet him.
I lean into Barnabas again and go, "Oh God, he was getting a handy."
No, he
shouldn't have
doesn't.
Thirstwell asked me to meet him just a few streets away, and then that man appeared and started chasing me and attacking me. It was a
Then
setup.
you got taken in. Okay, so maybe they hired the people. Are your family involved with any of that stuff?
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they're involved in anything that's dark and evil and dangerous. I honestly, I didn't really know who to go to, because I know that.
Sorry, Mortlock. Hold that a minute. Just give us another second. I turn back to Barnabas.
I'm at a loss here, Caleb. I'm very close to just like if we go there and say, "Here's this person," they'll be like, "Where'd you find him? I thought we sent him in there to be tortured for the rest of his life." Like, there's a chance that happens.
Here's the problem. Once again, we rather put our foot in things. There was an assassin. They were going to kill him. We probably should have stood by. Instead, we stepped in and we didn't kill the assassin. He escaped. So they now know we're involved with this guy, and we need to.
I forgot that he escaped. So we go there and say, what? Maybe we go and report this to Captain Zodge and say we were clearing them out. this gentleman was there.
Hmm.
And then we would like to take him back to his family, and we would also like to interrogate them. Do you have any assets that we can take with us? This all feels like a lot to be just leaving Eno sleeping upstairs for, though.
Yes, I see your point. I think we put a perfectly neat little pin in this for now. We get Mordlock to sit down with some pastries, and we just go about our morning.
How are they to know that he's here?
How are they to know?
If we just lock him in, like, surely this place has like a. Well, these churches always have like an attic-y space, don't they? Like where you put the ugly clergy, that sort of thing.
You've not spent much time
with the gargoyles, that sort of thing.
You're thinking of
there's a place in Waterdeep that has a mechanical creature they keep in their attic.
You're thinking of the Kenku of Notreville. That's a story. It's not.
No. There is a church in Waterdeep that has a mechanical man that they keep in their attic. I assumed everywhere had like an attic in any churches that they keep their unmentionables.
Well, you'd have to ask Eno about mechanical men. I think he used to do a few side jobs creating some. I don't know what that was about really.
So, Mordlock.
Yeah.
Mordlock, come here. Mordlock, we think we should just have breakfast. You can sit you down, you can have a bakery snack, and we'll revisit this later.
We're going to need to think on it. Unless there's anything more that you can tell us about this situation. Perhaps without using the words, what's in it for us, what would,
we gain out of it?
Yes.
What is the benefit of us following this threat? That's a great question. The kindness of your own wrong people.
Keep trying, Mordlock.
Well, to be honest,
Mordlock doesn't know his targets.
To be honest, while I love my mother, I really think that she's gone a bit corrupt. I think she's been offered power by some kind of evil creatures, and they want to rule the city of Baldur's Gate, and I fear that if we don't do something to stop her...
Hold that thought, Mordlock.
Just a moment. No.
Okay, so...
it does sound fucking bad, doesn't it?
It does sound quite bad, and I think this goes back to... I think we take a little bit of a couple of plans that we've discussed here. We lock him in your Metal Man / Kenku of Notre base attic, so that nobody knows where he is. And then we take this information to Captain Zodge and say, we have some leads that came out of this, but maybe he just wants to handle it himself, and we just say this man's family, and we can tell them where they are. And we just say, here you go. And then if he wants to throw it back to us, then that's something that is in our benefit to go and do. Or hopefully he just takes the ball and runs with it, though, because, maybe we don't come across as the... Why did we get sent on this clear out a cult? We did not look... I wouldn't send us doing that. I mean, Tavos did bring a gravitas to his visage, but without offense, we're a bit of a motley-looking crew.
That is strange that Zodge would send a group of newbies to go rout out some...
Maybe he thought it would just be some, road fellows sacrificing rats underneath the bathhouse. I think we do need to discuss with him, and I think that's
either way. We need a conversation with Zodge.
I think that's a soft discussion that we can do without Eno. We don't speak to any politicians. We don't speak to any mob bosses who break legs. We just speak to the gentleman who sent us on this quest to begin with. and we'll go from there. And maybe we leave a note. Should we leave a note to Eno for when he comes down? We'll put a bakery good and a note.
Look, sounds good to me. I'll take you to this place that does these amazing kobold toes on a stick. You'll love them. On the
Kobold
way.
toes?
Yes. I don't think it's real kobold.
In the lower city, I assume.
No, upper city. They couldn't afford it in the lower city.
Hopefully, it's just a naming convention. But
Whatever it is, it's delicious. We'll do that.
So
We'll
let's do a little quick shop,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll go to the lower city to speak to Zodge.
Why not? It's all on the way.
Great. Are you okay with that, Morlock?
I suppose.
So the plan, which I just whispered to Caleb, which my whisper isn't, you may have overheard, we leave you here in the safety of the church.
Yes.
You just claim sanctuary for a bit longer, and we go and speak to the leader of the Flaming Fist about the situation, and then we can go from there.
Okay.
We would like to help you.
You know the commander of the Flaming Fist?
Well, yes, we're part of the Flaming Fist. I mean, it's mandated. We did a crime, and now we're part of the Flaming Fist. But that's what took us to that bathhouse.
Okay. All right. I trust you then.
Okay, that's very quick to give trust, but that is okay. Up you go. Take a pastry with you. Oh, and I'll just scribble a note down saying, "Gone shopping. Gone to speak to Zodge. Mortlock has an interesting backstory. You should speak to him." give that to Mortlock to just go put on the counter. Now this is a task that I'm giving you, Mortlock. It's kind of like a first step in building a trusting relationship.
Okay.
Do it well. Don't wake him just when he gets up, or put it somewhere that he'll find it. So this is your task, and I trust your capacity to complete it.
I can do that. Yes. Yes.
Repeat it back to me, Mortlock.
Hide here. Stay here. Protection. Give note to Eno.
But don't wake him now. Don't give it to him now. Let him rest, because he had a big day yesterday.
Yes.
And then give it to him when he arises.
Okay.
Is there anything that he needs to say to the clergy here so they don't kick him out? Caleb?
Look, they take all sorts. They've got many rooms. They'll keep him for at least a few days.
Good. We may bring you back a kobold toe. We'll see.
And with that, we strike out,
All right.
picking up some of the fried finger-shaped fried food on the way. We munch on that as we wander the streets in the general direction of Zodge.
Okay. So.
But also veering off to maybe like a store like I think the name was. Everything loads so slowly on this computer. Into Greenwood's components and components, reagents, and magical enchantments.
That's right. I had a stroke of brilliance when I named that.
And his wife Elgornorn.
Elgornorn. Whatever. I don't believe that I came up with that.
Oh, that's weird.
Elgin.
I didn't write down his name. I think we just called him Mr. Greenwood.
Yeah. That's right. His wife's what does she do? She does the books and stuff upstairs.
She's more the book side of thing, but she was out.
Yeah, it's all coming back to me.
Yep.
The whole bookstore's coming back to me now. All right. Sure, you want to go to Greenwoods?
Yep.
All right. Sure. Yeah, you pick up some second breakfast on your way out to the thing in the form of some kobold toes, this fried street food on a stick. It resembles nothing of the taste of kobold. Not that any of you would know that. But it was one of the stores in the upper city, yeah? So you guys haven't passed into the
Yeah.
lower city just yet. All right. Sure. Eventually finding your way, you round the corner and the familiar sign of Greenwoods hangs open, and you're going to step inside with a tinkle of a door chime. And what was he? He was a gnome or something? Or a halfling?
I don't think you...
He's now a
I
gnome.
wrote it down. Great. No.
All
his
right
wife a
then.
gnome?
Yes. Gnomish couple.
Mr. Greenwood, it's good to see you again.
I think I'll just wander off a little bit and let them have their conversation.
You're just
Inside?
looking around the
Outside?
store?
I'll pop outside.
Okay.
Are you
Alright,
sure you
yeah.
don't want to
my
come?
Caleb voice. Aye, as people go past.
Caleb, they have all sorts of enchantments and oddities if you want to peruse while I talk business.
No, not at all. I'll wait outside. I like the fresh morning air.
Okay. Insight check on the why he doesn't like. They wanting to know like, is he trying to avoid these people or is he just liking the outside air? Is that all right?
Sure.
Yeah, please.
Like 4 plus.
I guess you're not
plus nothing.
sure.
Cool. Great. I've got the smell of books in my nose. I'm keen to
Yeah.
get in there.
Soon you kind of question it. You kind of like, oh, you thought he was going to come in, but then Greenwood's like, good morning. How are we then?
Oh, it's good to see you again, Mr. Greenwood. Is your wife in? You mentioned she was out last time, and she was more of the incline
yes.
of good.
Yes, my lovely wife. Remind me of her name, please.
Elagorn?
Alabaster. Elnagorn. Yes, Ellie, of course.
Elganorn. Elganorn.
Elga. Yes.
Elga.
Sweetheart, there's a wonderful wise man here to see you, all the way from Waterdeep.
Oh, you remembered. Mrs. Greenwood, it is a pleasure.
This kind of wild, poofy head, very much sort of McGonagall kind of a look with these little half moon glasses and this very tight sort of librarian's kind of outfit with the little ruffles and stuff. She kind of peers over the balcony. She's like, "Oh, good morning, good morning."
She a gnome as well?
Yes. I'll be down just a moment.
Yes, please.
And with that, you just hear this like stack of books. You can't imagine that she was the one carrying them or moving them, but nevertheless, she quickly then tots down the stairs around.
Anything new that you've brought in, Mr. Greenwood? While she's coming.
After some exotic goods, are we?
I'm just curious.
I mean, we do occasionally get some strange things in. I've been told that there's this new trend going around with magical tattoos. We've been thinking of getting some inks in, and they have special abilities and the like.
Ooh.
Not much of an artist myself.
Caleb, they're going to do magical tattoos.
Caleb just hears.
That's very intriguing.
Yes, look, it's something coming up, so we're thinking of supplying those kind of magical inks, seeing as we have the contacts. They're very hard to make, but...
What sort of abilities, Mr. Greenwood?
What kind? I've heard of some miraculous things. Um, things that give you strength. Strength of an ox. Something that might benefit me, but not, of course, my wife. She's already got that. Um, uh, sort of. I've heard even some of the most skilled artists can make wings. They inscribe these wings of ink on your back, and they create a sort of ethereal wings that allow one to fly. Even yeah, certain ones that allow you to shift like a druid into different animals.
Oh my.
But yes, even little ones that simply improve one's handwriting or ability to shoot the bow and arrow. Some very interesting effects.
Yes.
But look, not something I can necessarily help you with right away. Um, yes, look, were you after any creature parts or like exotic
Sorry, I
components?
was thinking about a friend who did that shifting into animals.
Oh,
No.
all right.
Yes,
Um,
a couple of things. Inks and valuable paper, the kind for transcribing spells, and
all
also an
right.
appraisal of a book that I have come across.
Okay. Well, we sell 1 ounce bottles of ink. Um, we usually sell it for about 10 gold pieces for an ounce. Um, if you need a pen, we sell those relatively cheap for a copper. We do nice quills for a little more. Paper, of course, is not too expensive, but we have very high quality, about a silver, 2 silver per sheet. Um, how
It's
much?
mainly around the ink side of things that I'm after, but also a little bit more paper as well, and I'll take the pen. I'm looking to spend, I believe, 80 gold on these
All right,
materials.
that sounds like a decent budget. Um, look, how much paper do you think you'd be needing? We could do I could do maybe let's see, I could do 10 sheets for 8 silver if you'd like. Um, or I could do you know what? Why don't we say a silver piece per sheet if you get about 20 sheets? Is that enough? Do you think,
Sure, sure. And
or more?
yeah, and maybe we just package this up an
All right,
just.
sure.
It's
Sure.
mainly
I'll
the
I'll
inks
just
that I'm after. I've got some valuable paper already, and I just need to
okay.
um,
Some paper and ink
fatten that.
we'll put, and he's just kind of like jotting it down. He'll go and package that for you in a moment. Um, sure, of course. What else might you be after?
Well, just an appraisal on quite a. It's not the most pleasant looking book, but it's got some interesting content that your wife might be interested in. And I'll pull out the black skull book. Like I said, it's not the nicest of books, but I'm sure the contents would be interesting. I'm not looking to sell right now. I'm still learning from this material, but it's got 4 of your basic levels of magic, a couple, 3 in a higher level, and then 2 in quite a higher level than that. Um, if you wouldn't mind, I'll pass it over
Oh,
to.
dearie. Yeah. You want to just pop that down here? And she pulls out a wooden tray for you to like kind of place it on. And she pulls out these cloth gloves, and she's like, "That smells horrendous."
Yes, like I said, I understand it's.
Mm. Yes, definitely covered in blood here as well. I won't question where you got it from. That's fine.
A bad person that is the world is better off not having anymore. Let me tell you.
Oh, please, I've seen worse. So
Uh,
what were you hoping for here, sweetheart?
I'm not too familiar with this outside a game. The
Yes.
value of the spells comes to using Xanathar's comes to 2,400, and then you'd halve that to sell. But then there's also whether they think it's useful, it being gross. So 1,200 would be what you'd be able to sell it for on average, but then obviously
Okay.
drop.
So you're looking to sell it,
So
or
I just used.
you're just looking to get a price.
A price, yeah. So I've just used the prices that you would have if they were scrolls, because
Yep.
there's no material.
Yeah. So what has it got? 3
otherwise.
scrolls. Sorry,
So
3
it's got
scrolls.
four first level, 3 second, and 2 third. So
Okay, yeah,
the
so that'd be
first
about
being worth
2,400.
100,
Yeah.
and then I think it's 200, and then I think it's like 400 for the others.
100,
But I think it's
250,
24.
500 is what I've got. No, that's cool. But this is just a shop.
So
PDF
1,200
thing.
would be what it
Okay.
would be, but they're gross, and they're also, it depends. Some people would find more value in a spell book than scrolls. Some people would find less value because scrolls you may not be able to learn from them, but also more people can use a scroll than they can use a
Right.
spell book.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
well,
not too familiar myself, which I'm sure is not the thing to say when you're looking. But you seem like nice people. Just looking for an appraisal.
Okay. Well, yes. I mean, the nature of it and all that. Do you have the key for the lock here?
Oh, it's unlocked. We worked that already.
Mm.
Oh, we do have the key. I do. She had that on her, didn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, I do have the key. It's somewhere in here. Another ghastly-looking thing.
Oh, thank you. So she just kind of immediately puts that down next to it. And you said it's unlocked? Okay.
Oh, was there anything to do with the like curse thing when it happened?
Yeah,
Like,
so she's been looking at this very carefully. She has not yet opened it, out of caution. You know that she's
but
been very
do I
careful.
know that it was like because I passed my?
You know something
contract.
happened.
Oh, when I opened it, there was a puff of nasty. Nothing happened to me when it did, but just something to be aware of. Maybe I built strong stuff.
Right, just as I expected. Okay, this is next time. Lead with that.
Sorry, because it didn't do anything. It's escaped my mind. I was
And she
so
kind of
excited
ducks
by
down
it.
behind the counter, pulls out a little tray. Not unlike your Wormwood gaming tray. No, your your dice tray. And there's you see a bunch of crystals in there, and she kind of rifles through and pulls out a few sort of turquoise-colored crystals and places them in the 4 corners of the tray, and then pulls out a wand from somewhere under her robes, gives it a kind of warming up swish, and taps each of the 4 turquoise gems, and then kind of pulls a strand up from the middle, and kind of like a fly net that you would place over food. This kind of soft, gentle turquoise thread of a net kind of rises up over the book, and she's like, "Right, that's better. Now we can actually have a look and not be subject to whatever vile nature this book has come to." And
Sorry about that.
that's all right. And then with her wand, she casts Mage Hand, picks up the key, inserts it into the lock, and clicks it open just to be sure. Opens the book, and then there is this similar waft of black smoke in the shape of a dark spirit that kind of like clings to the edges of this magical net and tries to like push its way out, but eventually kind of subsides and collapses, losing whatever energy it had. Okay then. So, that looks like it was really just meant to afflict whoever opened it without permission. Nothing unusual, if a little extreme. Alright, well, there's no reason these spells can't be copied and utilized. Of course, they look very common, and of course she's just kind of flicking with Mage Hand with her wand, and pages are turning. She says, very crude, very, I don't know, archaic, and there's a dark inscriptions, weird sort of dialects and translations. You read, have you read any of these infernal bits and pieces on here?
Say that one more time.
Just the sort of notes in the margins there, little inscriptions in infernal and stuff.
I've been trying to. I mean, I do have an ability that I've been using for reading this sort of thing, and I figured out what each of the spells in here are, but I haven't started to. That's why I've purchased all of this to transcribe.
All right. Well, look, I'm not one to speak infernal. I simply recognize it. Perhaps you'll have better luck then if you look. Look, honestly, I think with a little extra work, you could definitely extract some useful knowledge out of this, and but it's not something that we couldn't help you sort of get together. There's quite a good community here in the city if you know the right people who can exchange spells and the like for knowledge and things. So it looks like I don't know. You'd be looking at. I wouldn't say any more than 1,000 gold for something like this. It is obviously something one has to be very careful with, and yeah, it's overall. The knowledge is sound,
Would this
but the packaging
be
is
something that you would look to purchase?
To be honest, yes and no. We do purchase almost anything. We have a reputation as taking on exotic objects such as this. It would. I think I can picture it sitting on our exotic backroom collection.
It's quite a visage.
It is. It is. I think just even a point of a talking point or something that someone could have in a protected glass case would be interesting. They could come up with a reason to have it.
Do you have means of identifying magical items?
We do. We do it for a small fee. Yes. Well,
What sort of a fee would that entail?
small fee, large fee. It's all relative, really, isn't it? Let's see. Because identify generally costs 100 gold, doesn't it? The opal's consumed, isn't it?
No, it's not consumed. So
It's
you just
not
need to have the
consumed.
opal,
Oh,
and
you
then,
just need to
and then
have
it's
it.
a freebie.
Ah.
Yeah, so it's not 100 gold per use. But it's a skill, so I imagine it'd be charged relatively. Sorry, Caleb.
Yeah, magic appraisal of identify would probably be around 100 gold.
100 gold. Wow, they're really profiting off that pearl.
I mean, yeah, like you said, it is a skill, but at the same time, it's not every day that someone comes in, needs that done, and if you can't do it, they're willing to for a price.
Would you be able to identify multiple things for that 100, or is it per use?
Oh, look, if you brought us a few different things, we could kind of throw it all together. I mean,
Okay.
it's more about kind of setting up the space and,
Good.
just, yeah.
I'm not sure if this would be a proposal that you'd be interested in, but do you work in... If I were to trade you this book for materials and an identify, would you allow me to come back and learn from it occasionally?
I can't see why not.
If I make it so, I'm looking at I did some looking through this last night, and I believe after this 100 that you've given me now, I would require, sorry, that 80 that you've given me, I'd require 650 more to learn everything else out of this book. And then if 550 to learn everything more out of this book, and then the 100 for the identify would put me at 650. And perhaps you just give me back the 80 gold for the materials that I've just purchased. So that would bring me to 730. And we do a trade, and then when I need to, I can pop back here and do some studying.
That sounds reasonable. I can only assume that you'll be back, more than frequently, and if you have other items that you wish to part with or interesting things you wish to sell, be my guest. I think
Yes.
we're...
So if we could say that, my worry would be that you obviously like to sell the thing, and I wouldn't want it to disappear before I've learned everything I can from it.
No, of course.
Would you allow me to keep this 80 that you've... So I hold on to the book for now, and I'll keep this 80, and then once I've learned these 2 from it, then I'll bring this back and we can do that exchange.
All right.
Would you
sounds
mind
like
identifying my items for me now? I'm not going anywhere, and we seem to be on good terms.
Yes, no worries. My husband spoke highly of you, and I believe I'm all about the... I'm in the pursuit of making friends, not just customers.
Yes, and this does turn out quite well for you. So perhaps you put it on hold for a little bit because you're making an extra. We're doing 650, so 730. So there's 280 that can be put it on hold until I've learned what I can from it. Does that sound good to you?
Well, yes, like I said, we put it in our back room, and it doesn't have to go on display. But at the same
Fantastic.
time, it could go on display, and we just don't have to sell it.
Okay, how long would 280 put this on layaway for me?
Oh, look, at least a month or 2.
Fantastic. In that case, I'd be very willing to do that exchange now, and I can come back. What's your opening hours?
Oh, we're open pretty early, but not very late. We usually close kind of middle afternoon, and we like to, spend time together and do our kind of evening thing, go for our walks, and us gnomes typically go to bed right after dark, so...
Okay, let's do that. Well, yes, let's do that. I'll make this exchange with you now. You give me 550 gold worth more of materials and my 80 gold back.
All right.
And we do the identify. And then I will give you the book.
All right. Very well. What would you like me to identify? Sweetheart, can you put together materials for this fine man? And Mr. Greenwood hops down. He's like, "I'll get a trolley," and heads off to the back room, and you see him grab a little wagon that kind of... There's a bit of a squeaky wheel. Heads off down the back. She says, "Right, what are we identifying?" And she kind of dispels the protection magic over the book and folds it up with her gloves and places it back in front of you. And kind of slides the tray over. She's like, "Yes, what objects do we have there?" But before that...
I have this... Yep. Yeah, sorry.
Caleb, standing out in the fresh, crisp morning air, the sun warming his cheeks, on his face, of course. And, yeah, you sit there finishing the last of your kobold's claw or whatever it was.
It's crispy. It's juicy in the inside. It's almost like it's like just a piece of fat almost. It's just a piece of crispy fat. It's good. Enjoying it.
Good stuff. Yeah. Sorry, I can't scroll.
It's got some of that lower city spice in it, though.
That
Well, they know
lower
to do it.
city spice. I don't think I know what you're talking about. Anyway, you're standing around there. You kind of wander up and down a few doors. But just one shop down, there's a florist just sort of to the south of Greenwoods, and just past that, you notice an alleyway, and you hear footsteps, armor clanking with each step.
Is there not many people on the street?
Not yet. You guys
Just a
still
few
kind
people
of...
milling about doing some morning stuff.
Yeah. Paperboy running about, milkman dropping off the daily goods. Kind of a
What'd you get milk for in D&D universe, Jared? Is cows
Milk?
a thing?
cows. Ask one of my groups and their pet cow Millie. Millie rations. Shout out to the Deviants if you guys are watching.
So it's not
They're
just
bringing.
like lots,
They're bring.
not
All
just
right.
lots of
They're bringing a cow into Barovia, people. What could possibly go wrong? Let's see. Milk. What's a pint of milk worth? No tags. All right. General.
Never
store.
mind then.
No, I will find it. I'll pause this whole goddamn session until I find it. Common meal and inn prices. Cheeses. Lunch options, breakfast options. Literally the first breakfast option is meat, quotations, stick.
Wonderful. Deduct that from attribute. 2 of them.
3 copper
What?
pieces. 3 copper pieces
I'm
of
not
each.
paying. I'm not there.
6 coppers.
Non-alcoholic drinks, milk, local variety, 3 copper pieces.
There you go.
There you go. I don't know how that didn't find that. Anyway,
So, the
yes.
metal boots across the concrete. I get up from the little bench I was sitting on and just peer down in the direction of it.
You see a cloaked figure, a light sort of traveler's cloak with a hood up, but you notice a gloved hand resting on the hilt of a longsword, kind of holding it as they stride. The other hand, as they approach, reaches up towards the cowl of their hood, and as it's thrown back, you see a young-faced teenage girl of sorry, my throat. You see a kind of soft falling afro and a dark-skinned young teenager approach you. She very cautiously kind of stands a few feet away from you and looks you up and down and looks either way, and she says, "You're a friend of Oakenshield?"
Pardon, are you talking to me?
Well, I'm not talking to the bench.
No, I don't know an Oakenshield, I'm sorry. And I sort of turn back.
As you
away.
do that, she sits down right next to you.
You know, I'm just waiting for someone. Free bench, alright.
So, seeing as you don't know Oakenshield, and he hasn't mentioned anything about Hell Riders, you won't be able to help me then.
I guess not.
He said you were going to be difficult.
Do you mean Evanshield, just FYI?
Yes. What did I say?
Oakenshield.
Oakenshield. Well, fuck.
I thought that was a ploy. I was playing into it. Like, no, little girl, I don't know Oakenshield.
Rewind.
Yeah, Evanshield.
Sorry, back to it.
He said you were going to be difficult.
He's difficult.
He still says no.
Yeah. I came by the chapel this morning. He said you and your friends were closely involved with this potential travesty, this whole thread. Look, I'm here to kind of... I need help. I need some help. And, see, she's kind of choked up a little bit.
I can see you're upset, but I'm going to have to cut you off there. We're not the come to people with problems sort of group. We're not problem solvers. So I can see, you're having some sort of a dilemma. Well, we're not the right people. I'm sorry. Why don't you go talk to a guard or something?
But you, but you have to be. You have to be because there's no one else. Everyone. There's no one else. Everyone else is gone.
How old is she, Jared, by the way?
She couldn't be more than 16.
Okay, I look down at the crying child and I just...
Not a child. She's a young woman.
Or whatever, she's a teenager. She's a kid. What's the problem?
The problem, you fool, is that my whole city is gone.
The problem, you fool, is I'm your sister. Oh, you... Sorry, okay.
Look, I know you're currently working for the Flaming Fist, but you aren't one of them. So...
With that, if anything, they work for me.
Yeah, right. You haven't seen what I've seen. There was only a few of us. We went out for a training mission, and on the way back, we crested a hill, only to watch as Companion's light was snuffed out, turned to a black void, and we had to watch as our entire city crumble and sink into nothing. Can you imagine what that's like?
You actually witnessed the event.
By the time we got there, there was nothing but a crater. I didn't know what to do with myself, and all I could do was lead a group of refugees that I found around the outskirts here to Baldur's Gate. And she kind of spits as she says it. And just before the Flaming Fist sealed off their city and refused entry to anyone else who needs help, we managed to sneak in. But we didn't get far. A band of thuggish Red Fists confronted us, and I took it upon myself to defend them. They scattered. I can't find any of them. But I'd been told that a paladin here was someone I could trust, and it was Ebonshield. So I can tell by my few days here that this city is, well, to call it a city is being generous. It's really a cesspool of corruption, and you find nothing but death and crime and just foulness gripping to every corner.
Well, some truth to that, but it's our cesspit. In fact, it's both of our cesspit now.
Well, it's not my home.
Your friends, they've been rounded up by the Flaming Fist?
I don't know. I have no one else to really go to. Look, I didn't want to contact Evonshield, but I did, and he said that you were tied up in some kind of darkness, some underbelly that was happening here. And I feel like that may have... You haven't heard anything about Thavius Krieg, have you?
Thavius Krieg?
Roll a history check. Barnabas, you can do the same.
7.
Barnabas, roll a history check, please.
But I'm not there, right?
Oh, that would make sense.
Callum doesn't know shit.
You don't know who Thavius is?
You can always ask.
The overseer, the high ruler of the city of Elturel?
Oh, Elturel, that place. Yes, I never visited. I'm sorry to say.
Well, our great leader, I've been told, people have seen that he was here, and that he was seen in the company of 4 individuals. Individuals that you've recently been in contact with. Individuals who, if my sources are to be... Yes, if my sources are to be believed, are currently being employed by a certain family.
4 characters. The leader of Elturel. What does he look like?
That's a great question.
So to clarify that, Jared, I just I kept up. Was that he's been in contact with us or with someone I know?
So what she's getting at is that he has... So no one knows where he is, but she has... she believes that he is here in Baldur's Gate. What she understands is that he's kind of been forcefully taken here, and that he was being escorted, aka held hostage, and was escorted through the street by 4 members of the Cult of the Dead 3. And she believes that these people were under the employ of Lady or Duke Van Thampo.
I hope he's not a tiefling. They leave a tiefling dead in the Cult of the Dead 3.
Who's dead? Who? What? Tiefling? Oh, yeah. She...
Wasn't there a tiefling dude that we left in the torture chamber? He was dead. But we all rolled really lowly.
Wasn't Vendetta the tiefling? He was an old man.
He was human?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Thavius is an old man. He's a paunchy, bald man, wise in his years. But yes.
Okay.
Does that person describe what that person in the torture chamber looked like?
Well, that man was certainly not paunchy.
Oh, good. But torture will do that to you.
Torture will do that too.
So tell me, girl, what is it you want from us?
I'll send a picture to the Discord. Look, I need allies. I need people I can trust. And quite frankly, I'll be honest, you're not instilling that trust in me, and I understand that you care for this city and I care for mine, but if you care for anything, if you truly believe that this city of Baldur's Gate is worth redemption or worth saving, and you don't want to see it fall as I saw my city fall, then I beg you to join me on my quest to find out the truth.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'd thought you were in some major trouble and you wanted our help. I didn't realize we were joining you on a quest, gallant knight. How old are you?
You're so condescending.
Gallant knight. I am 16. Not that that matters.
No, not at all. Not
Once you have been dubbed a Hell Rider, you earned the respect of all Hell Riders.
So say that again, John. I didn't catch that.
Once you've been dubbed a Hell Rider, you earn the respect of all Hell Riders.
A Hell Rider? Is that a club you're in?
You cock.
She shifts and moves her cloak aside, and you can see emblazoned on her breastplate the insignia of the Hell Riders.
Would I have any idea? Should we do a roll to see if I recall
Sure.
what Hell Rider may be? Ooh, it's good. What would it be? History?
Religion.
Ooh.
Religion, believe it or not.
You should be good with that, right? 8 or 18?
18.
Ooh. It's our first
So
good roll of
this-
the night.
I haven't rolled above a 10 yet, so.
I haven't rolled.
So while it doesn't necessarily look like anything that would, you don't look at that and you go, oh yeah, that screams Hell Riders. It's actually it's the holy symbol of Helm, which is a gauntlet with the back facing you, and usually would have like an eye on it. However, this one, there is flames rising up behind it, and the eye isn't so much stylized as just this like piercing red.
I see. And does this mean anything to me?
What did you roll? An 18? Ebon Shield did mention them to you in one of the early sessions that we had. I don't know that he really. I don't really think it means anything, but yeah, I don't think it would scream meaning at you.
Okay. So I am sorry if I'm being a little condescending, but only minutes ago you were crying to me about how much help you needed, and now I'm meant to be joining you on a grand quest. I'm just trying to get out of trouble with the guild.
I'm just trying to have lunch.
Yeah, you're just like Mr. Bean, like on the bench with your like little sandwich and whatever, and this girl comes down. I need you for an epic quest. You're just. I'm just trying to eat
do I have
ham.
like a quest achieving look on me today? Like everybody's asking me to do shit.
Yeah. So. So the Hell Riders, you would know, were a specialty cavalry unit who were part of the primary armed forces of the city of Elturel. Yeah, they helped Elturel establish and maintain civilization in the harsh western heartlands, and they have been, to this day, the most renowned and well-regarded, one of the most renowned and well-regarded military forces. Even though they were technically just city guard, they outmatched the skills of many full-on soldiers.
Okay then. What was your name, girl?
Rhea.
Rhea. R-E-Y-A?
Correct.
REA.
R-E-Y-A.
I'll humor you, please. What is this quest you'd like me to undertake? Do I need to save the damsel from some wild goblin horde or some such heroics?
No, I just want you to come to a tavern with me while I question someone.
Will you pay for a round?
Question her being allowed into a tavern. Do it.
I assume that in this city, 16, you'll get into a tavern, no problem. I'd probably be aware of that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll pay for a round?
I'll pay for a round, and if I get the information I want, I'll buy you dinner as well.
I bang on the window. Barnabas, we're going out for a drink.
I'm almost done, Caleb. We're just coming to a conclusion.
Welcome to morning drinking. We do it all the time in this city.
Maybe a juice or something similar would be delightful.
Whatever you like, hurry up.
On second thoughts,
This is Alea.
I eye you suspiciously. Okay.
We're going on your first quest.
I thought we were trying to avoid those at the moment. I'll be with you in just one moment, Caitlin.
Uh,
Miss. God, OneNote isn't opening up. Come on, give me their names.
know me, lady? I didn't take it.
Velgador or something.
Elga.
Elganorn. Miss Elganorn. Ms. Elganorn. Do you sell those? As I see her prepping the identify spell and pulling out her pearl.
It's not something we usually have readily available, but it's not something we can. It's something we can order and have here in a day or two. We just have to contact a jeweler supplier. If you buy it from us directly, there won't be much of a charge. But if you buy it from a jeweler, they usually charge a premium because they're already cleaned up and polished and ready to wear. Whereas we don't need them to be in such fine condition.
No, I don't need that either. I'm wondering whether instead of using this credit to get an identification, I could just purchase a pearl off you, but a few days, I'm not sure.
Sweetheart, were we expecting an order from Logie anytime soon? And Mr. Greenwood calls out, Yes, it's gonna deliver something tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay, well let's put that on hold as well. If I will hold off on this identification service. Thank you very much. That's lovely. And instead we'll use that. I mean, what charge for the?
I
the
bang on the
pearl?
window again.
I'm coming. We're almost done.
Well,
would
look,
it be
let's
one?
Let's just say it's a gold piece for a courier, because I'll write the request right now. I'll put up a letter, and I'll have a courier come round, pick it up, and send it over to Logie straight away, and we can add that onto the order. That's no problem.
Great. Sorry, you'll have it delivered. Is that what you said? You cut out.
We'll have it brought here. Yes.
Oh, brought here. Oh, great.
Yeah.
So tomorrow I'll swing on in. I'll do a little bit of study, and I'll grab the pearl. Is that correct?
Sure.
Great. All right. So that's 730 gold of materials and that we're trading, and then the 270 is to put the book on hold for a month.
Sure.
That should be adequate. Hopefully, I can. The higher ones are a little bit above my means at the moment, so I'll keep studying and see what can be done. I think that's everything I could need right now.
Right then.
Did you need the gold now, or are you putting that onto it as well in the 729?
No, look, that's fine.
Great. Well, it has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for my supplies, and I may see you this afternoon or this evening. You open early and you close relatively.
A little earlier than most, yes.
Mid-afternoon.
Yep.
Great. Well, I'll probably
I'll
either see you
get
this afternoon or tomorrow morning. Thank you very much, and I'll jostle my way out the door.
All right.
I guess we signed some things as well to make it official.
All right.
Barnabas,
Oh,
Straya.
I made some great deals, Calum. I was wheeling and dealing. I was doing the adding and subtracting, and not usually something that I get too involved in, but it feels good.
I'm pleased for you. I know you've been looking to shop the whole time you've been in this city. This is Straya, Barnabas.
Yes. What was the nature of this relationship, Calum?
Straya would like. Straya has come from the city of El Churel. She was part of a cavalry unit. She's only 16, but must be formidable to some level.
What do you mean only 16? She seems capable.
You literally can see and hear her grip tighten on her sword when you say somewhat capable. She's like,
I
"Whoa."
only comment that.
I
She,
say she seems capable, not somewhat capable.
Yeah. Flips up her hood as to kind of hide her identity again, and you see her looking cautiously up and down the street. Look,
She seems a little on edge, but she's going to take us to a tavern.
I don't have an
where she's
accent
gonna
for her.
pass
I've just
around.
realized I didn't come up with a voice for it. What's Ray's accent?
What's El Chirel accent?
What's Eltureldian? Elturelin.
Is it a bit French maybe?
A wee bit French? Oh yes, yes. She can most definitely be French.
And is her name Straya, like Australia, but
No, I've
Straya?
been literally naming it wrong every time I've said it.
The name is Raya.
What's her name? Oh, oh, of course, yeah,
I've said
R-E-Y-A.
That's Straya.
Yeah, pardon.
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 So we're gonna go have a drink. She's
Je
gonna tell us the
suis
story,
Raya.
and it's gonna be at a pub close to where we need to be for our business meeting. Winky, winky.
In the upper city or the lower? We had to go to the...
No, upper's fine. Oh, where is Zoj? I forgot.
Zodge? He's in Lower City. You know he's in charge of the Basilisk Gate, the gate between your section of the Outer City and the Lower City.
You cut it a little bit for us, but I heard Lower City, so yes,
we got
the
it.
Lower City.
Okay, well, let's find a... Maybe we sit in a tavern in the upper... It seems much nicer up here.
Unfortunately, the person I wish to meet is...
Too French. Dial it back.
Too French?
Sorry, there is
Pardon, this is as mad as I can go.
No.
Excusez-moi.
Oh, French! Oh,
I'm sorry, how mad do I have to be with this accent?
on these conditions.
Yeah, we want it to sound like a cartoon character. Say it right, Frenchie.
I'm so sorry, this is too much for you. I thought it's Chowder. Chowder. Speaking of Chowder...
Shall dare you.
Chowder. Speaking of Chowder, I believe the tavern that I am after is down by the docks.
The docks are of
Caleb, are we about to get mugged?
You've not been in the city long enough, but that's a bit of the excitement every day.
Rhea, are we about to get mugged?
Not by me, but I would not be surprised if someone...
By one of your accomplices, Rhea.
I would almost be insulted, but you do not seem to know the nature of my business yet, so... I will forgive your ignorance.
Like I said, you seem very capable, and I just have my guard up.
Well, you best have your guard up. Things are not safe here. The city is horrible.
Well, where I am...
Barnabas, I'd say you're having a bit of a little girl fight between the two of you. You weren't 40-something old man. Let's move on. You lead the way.
Condescending ass.
Alright, you guys make your way down
into the depths of the city.
you guys take a path down past the docks, through the warehouse district, and eventually find yourself outside of the Low Lantern.
Wonderful, the Low Lantern. Great, lots of time to chat on the way. I'll have one conversation on the way. Hey, Barnabas.
Yes?
You asked to know my real name earlier.
Yes, and you were hesitant to give it when we were around friends, and now we're around a stranger. Are you comfortable right now, Caleb?
Not right now, but I thought rather we might play a game for it.
Go on.
Simple game of luck. Bless the goddess Timora. A coin flip. If you win, I give you my name. If I win, you've got to tell me a secret about yourself.
Don't really care enough about your name. Not to be rude. I'll think on something that I do want from you. How does that sound?
You asked earlier, was all. I just thought it would be a.
Yeah, but I had nothing to lose by asking you. I almost didn't. I just like you heard the other night. Tarvos was also using a fake name, but I never pressed.
I think turning this in, so you could have told me your favorite color. You could anything. You're being very standoffish. This all of a sudden, Barnabas.
Let's
I thought
think.
you were. Am I becoming too familiar? I come across like that sometimes. I'm sorry.
No, I think we've taken steps in the right direction between us, Caleb, but there's a lot to unpack in all of this. I just gesture to all of him.
All of what? Is this because I black out and run away sometimes?
Yes, it's that concerns me. But Eno's going to discuss that with your with Oakenshield, was it?
You must be talking with Belaya.
Delaya.
All the same.
I will think on it, and perhaps we can play the game later in more familiar company.
We continue on towards the lowly lantern.
Low lantern.
The what?
The low lantern.
Well, that was close.
Lowly Lantern's a better name, I reckon.
Well, you're wrong.
On the way in, we write Y on the sign.
Low
Coming down into the docks this fine day, you... where is it? GM layer... Map layer. Map layer. A layer of fog sits down in the harbour this morning, not quite clearing yet. And after you get within about 100 feet, you now see the tall masts and creaking bulk of this converted ship that has rigging but no sails, and is anchored to the wharf by thick chains. A wooden staircase climbs from the wharf's edge to the main deck, and a lantern at the bow casts an eerie green light that signifies that the tavern is open for business.
But you were describing a ship, or were you describing the tavern?
It is a ship that is a tavern. Welcome, gentlemen, to the lowlands.
Who we'll probably see here is that pirate captain whose name was not given to us. Tarina? Ignat the cultist?
Excuse you?
Nope. Must be given to us. Alright, well, let's,
Yeah.
after you then, I suppose, Rhea.
Alright. Now, I just want to be perfectly clear. Pardon. I want to be perfectly clear that you are not to interject. I wish to ask my own line of questioning. Please wait until I'm finished. If you have any questions of your own, perhaps we can talk of this now.
Wait, I'm sorry. What is this? What are we walking into, Rhea? I thought we were meeting a friend of yours and you were going to describe what you needed from us. Or is this the thing you need
I'm telling you now what I need from you. I require your protection because I'm going to talk to a man who has a reputation for
Caleb, what have you signed us up to? I leave you alone for 10 minutes, possibly 30, while I haggle and bargain, and you've taken up another quest. I thought we were trying to avoid this sort of thing.
I've gotten us a free round of drinks and some interesting information. And despite my tone with her, we're helping somebody.
Remember, we're asking the question, without being so blunt as to ask the question, what is in it for us? Why are we doing this, Caleb? Is this a pro bono case that do you need to sign off pro bono cases every year for your church to remain a member and receive the base pastries in the morning? Is that what this is?
Well, Ebonshield did send her to me, and we certainly do owe Ebonshield, the whole however much equivalent to that diamond they used to try and bring back our friend.
Oh yeah,
However, that
that
aside,
expensive.
I must admit, and don't tell anyone this, but I do at times have a bit of a soft spot for helping kids. I'm tempted to pat her on the head, but I'm not gonna.
Not she's not a child, Caleb.
No, but she's 16. She's pretty. She's basically a child. I'm trying to think how old your character actually is. This is funny.
Well, you're right. If this will bring us closer to paying back that debt, even if it didn't accomplish anything, then we should do it. Rhea, are we expecting a fight in here?
Well, as I understand it, the captain keeps a few guards on duty at all times, but they generally have a you break it, you pay for it policy. They don't care for fighting here, so what I understand is the man I'm looking for is, well, prone to breaking knees if you get in his way.
Breaking knees.
We.
Do you know this person's name?
All I know is he's one of these filthy Van Samper kids. I don't know much else about him.
Can you just say the Van and Throat kids?
You cut it. It sounds like he's one of Steven's kids.
Try say Van Thamper with a French accent. I dare you.
No. It was that you cut out. It wasn't.
Oh right. I'm like, you taking the piss.
It was the part of the Van Thamper kids. Caleb, this is exactly what we were trying to avoid, and now we're going in to meet one of the leg breaking one.
I must admit, a strange coincidence that we've run into two people touched by them. Don't you think?
Yes, very strange.
Well, look, we've not gone in yet. Two options. One, go in, we do the meeting, we see where it leads, and two, just get the fuck out of here. Go see Zodge. Maybe get some more of those fingers on the way back.
Rhea, what is the situation here?
I simply want to ask him some questions. I want to know what is really going on. Because if his mother knows anything about where my High Ruler is, where Thavius Krieg has gone, then I must know. It is my duty.
And you're not going to start anything?
No.
Because I don't care about you enough to risk my life.
I understand this.
Sounds like we're going to be spectators, and that's all.
We don't look very tough. We're not a deterrent.
Well, speak for yourself, but no, there's a good point. Barnabas doesn't look very tough.
No, but I have been told that you are, to a degree, capable of at least defending yourself.
Is that what we need to do? Do we need to look impressive for this? Will that help?
No, I just felt that some bodies, some people I could trust to watch my back. That is all. Not that I expect you to find a dagger in it, but hey, who can really tell in situations like this? Apparently, he doesn't keep much protection here. He really just has permission to run his business here, so. But, yeah. And I've also been told he's not one much for a fight. If we were to draw swords, he's rather a coward.
We've got a lot of information there, Leia. If you'll give us just a minute, and I turn to Barnabas again.
What do you think? I mean, this one, I can see the benefit to us. I don't think we mentioned Mordlock in there. That is definitely out of the cards.
No, absolutely not. No.
But this one seems like there is a piece in the what's in it for us deal. I would love to have spoken to Evan Shield first and see if this would just wipe that slate clean. I'd hate for him to say, well, that's 1/10 done, now you just need to go to 9 more mobster interviews. Maybe we... Do you think this would clear it? You know the man.
Because a general rule, when we pay favors back, we pay them back in full. If he's asked us to do this, this will be it. It's going to be over and done.
Okay. I will stand as tall as I can, and look as impressive as I can.
I'll just do me, and I just sort of, get my male chest out a little bit, as in armor male, not as in male, although it is male chest.
Ooh, I have an idea. And I'll tap my fingers twice, and I'll squeeze the end, and just thump Caitlin on the forehead, and you get a mark that looks like a scar down one of your eyes.
Do I know what's happened? Or I'm just like, how did you do that?
I think. Do I have a mirror?
Probably have a mirror.
I pull out a dagger, and I thought I did.
Or you just look into a
Pull out
barrel of
dagger
water.
and
There's a barrel of water nearby
show-
that he like looks down into.
Show you now you look terrifying.
I must admit, I approve. Let's do this thing. Street Kale.
All right,
Street Kale.
Rhea,
Street
we're
Kale. Street Kale. Let's do it.
ready.
All right.
I'm back.
I'll try and be as mysterious as possible.
Okay,
Okay.
we enter with her.
Cool.
I open the door for her and just stand to the side with my head down a little bit as she can walk in.
How kind. And
Giving her a subtle wink.
I pull out a notebook and I just have it open and I'm walking, reading it.
you guys
One
head
arm behind my
down
back.
below deck. A very steep flight of stairs. That
And I'm like
yeah, I was gonna say like you don't want to be climbing
trying
those
to be
stairs.
mysterious, but just looking
distracted.
silly.
So like coming up to the side of the ship, there's like a flight of stairs that runs parallel. It's not like straight up onto the side of the ship. It runs parallel and it's kind of like built into the side of the ship. And you head in, and then someone at the door, kind of just a general guard, just kind of checks you in. You guys head down slightly. Actually, I probably have a map for this, don't I? Here's a map. I prepared earlier.
Mutual TTTV. Your shit is much fancier than mine. Oh, you got raided. By a party of 5.
You what now? When did that happen?
And then a bunch of people saying, "Want to become famous?"
What have I come famous?
I'm guessing didn't come.
Oh,
with the
what's up, Mitch? Was anyone on Mitch's table on Tuesday? No, you guys were on
raid.
Alex's.
No, sadly,
You were on Alex's
none
table.
of us landed on Mitch's table. Which look, his setup was impressive. He had like the black sheets cutting out the map. It was
Yeah,
choice.
no, I saw that. What's up, Mitch? Thanks for popping in, man. Really, really appreciate the raid. That's really kind of you. It's just, it's not usually just the 3 of us. It's usually 2 more. But they were otherwise occupied. And
Although we steal the screen every week, let's be honest.
yes. Yeah, no, thanks, man. I've worked on these overlays and just kind of like set it up. If you want some tips, I'd be more than happy to share with you what I've learned. Basically, each of these like windows is its own scene, and then you can like use a scene as a source. So if I make it a change to just my frame, it only changes my frame, and then I can like change my camera size and all of that sort of stuff, but it's separate, and I'm not dealing with hundreds of like layers of stuff in one source. Anyway.
Zoom in on us and stuff.
Yeah. Can you boys see what's oh well, Tarvas that rip.
In roll 20 or in?
Yeah, you guys in roll 20?
Yes.
For some reason you can't
nope,
see.
I have a black screen right now.
For some reason you guys can't see
Might need to roll.
anything. Oh, you haven't been given
We're on the
vision.
map.
Vision.
Yeah. Oh, there we are.
Give us sight.
There you go,
Yeah,
boys.
okay. We're in a place. There's a door lying down in the middle of the room. Okay, I'm with you.
That's called a hatch for cargo.
It's called a
Yeah.
hatch, Fitz.
Jeez, Fitz. So yeah, you guys.
You fancy fits in your doors. What do you call it? Human hatch?
I call it a car hole.
Ooh, all the Simpsons references tonight.
I've been watching.
Oh,
just,
is that a Kenku barkeeper?
Well, it certainly is.
Yes.
Yeah. So you guys round your way in, and let me bring up Rhea.
Go.
Yeah, I'm working on
have-
it.
I'll have an ale. I'll have an ale. No, I'll have an ale.
I'll have an ale.
No, I'll. I would like an ale. I would like it. No, you're the
I
bartender.
would like an ale.
You're the bartender. Ah!
I knew it.
Kenku.
For some reason, there is no token for Rhea. That makes zero
There's
sense.
a girl in here.
No, what? Perea.
That makes zero sense because she's like supposed to join the party.
I have a character. I have a friend called Rhea. So if we could change the spelling to Rea instead of Raya, that would be great.
To Rhea?
No, it's Rhea, but it's spelled Rea.
No, fair enough. Yeah, that's really weird that
Simply told her her name is spelled.
named creatures.
Yeah, all the time. It's Rhea Lynn. So.
That's a cool name. Player handouts.
Reelin.
Reelin? Raylin?
Real.
Named creatures and monsters. Are you serious? There's no thing for her.
Just Control C, Control V, and throw on one of those.
Alright, whatever.
icons.
Whatever. We're gonna go with this one. Because.
Oh, that's cool. That's a great pick.
Oh, yeah.
Is she a
She's
different character?
a different character and she's amazing. She is so cool.
Yes. Suddenly, I like this Rhea a lot more.
No, Ray looks cool. All right, I have to get the thing now.
Okay. Is it a tavern on the water or is it a beach?
Yeah, no, it's a ship that's on
Yep.
the dock.
So it is in the water.
On the water.
Yeah, it's on the water.
Oh, cool. I assumed it was like the anvil in Broken Anvil in Waterdeep, like just a ship shaped
No,
tavern. Yeah, cool.
why can I not find Rhea? This is the weirdest thing.
It's cool. Just use that one.
No, but she's so cool.
So nice.
No, I'm committed now. I know it's not worth it, but
Yeah.
I can't even find. Now I've completely lost it. No, god damn it. She literally has a chapter and everything.
Ooh, you give us a handout.
There we
Some
go.
stage feedback.
There we
Oh my
go.
gosh. Why did you show
Token? Can I just drag this from Google Images? Is that a thing that I can do?
that? You wish.
Wouldn't that be? Wouldn't that be convenient?
Sometimes you can do it that way. Just throw in Eno, and that can be rare.
Nah, that's fine. I'll just use that trick.
Or Tarbost.
I'll send you guys out in the Discord later. Okay. Or I can bring it up on the stream. There you go, stream. Stream gets to see.
Ooh.
There you go. And the reason I wanted to bring it up is because, yeah, she's outside the lowlands and on the near the ship, and she's cool. There you go.
Tarbost still shows on the overlay for D&D Beyond in your stream.
Oh, rip.
Yeah, so it comes up just as dead. He's dead out of 17.
That's so awkward. Okay.
That's so awkward. I like if we keep dying, then that list will just keep getting longer of dead characters.
True. I cannot believe there isn't a token for this chick. Anyway, yeah, you guys enter the tavern, and surprisingly, it's a little bit busy for kind of middle of the day, early, late lunches. It's about brunch. So, you guys come in, and there's a few different people about, and yes, notably of which is one of the Kenku barkeeps. Pint of ale. Pint of ale. Pint of ale. Bottle of rum.
Well, what's the... Rhea, lead the way.
Well,
And Rhea, a round of drinks was coming first up, yes.
But just a juice for me, please, Rhea. Nothing too strong.
I'll have rum. It's a party theme. Let's do it.
all right.
Should we just sit down on these?
Look, I believe he conducts business downstairs, so shall we?
Let's.
All right. Okay. You guys are led down to. So yeah, this deck has been converted into a typical tap room with tables and all that kind of stuff. And then you guys head down another flight of stairs.
Heaps of people in here. Whoa! What is that? What is that? Is that a spine devil?
No. I mean,
is that on the right layer?
what are you even talking about?
It must have just been a Kenku. I must have misseen.
Yeah, jeez. No, actually, it is a spine devil that is perched on the couch behind.
Actually?
Yeah.
Shut up. No.
Yes. It shouldn't be that big because spine devils aren't that big, but
Aren't they how big as spine devils? I think they aren't. They're like medium spine
well,
devils.
they are. Let me show you how big they are. Compared to Hobgoblin.
Sure they ain't imps?
No, this is
Oh yeah,
100%.
Oh, they are small, but they still take up a 5-foot square because so do like
Yeah.
halflings. They're not
Yeah.
tiny like.
No.
Let's away to the table.
All right.
Table of death.
Caleb, I don't like the look of this.
Barnabas, don't want to go on to say it, but in the end, this was sort of your idea.
Yo, you met this girl. It's not like.
I give him a bit of a pat on the back.
I just wanted to go shopping, Caleb. I was buying paper and inks, and they were going to get me a pearl, and then you brought this Rhea fellow.
Don't have a hissy fit. I'm just making a joke.
Towards the end of this
I go back
tavern,
to looking mysterious.
yeah, so you come down here and it's kind of like this smoky little kind of den. You see couches and a far more relaxed vibe. If there was music playing, it'd probably be jazz. You guys kind of look around and then you spot towards the after the ship the subject of your investigation. This man with kind of like a fancy black cloak that he has kind of discarded aside. Not discarded, but kind of like thrown over the chair next to him. It has some kind of a animal fur around it. Otherwise, he has this popped red collar underneath this tight, sort of buttoned up black jacket. He has these kind of like very kind of goth-looking belt buckles and kind of straps and stuff. And then you notice a little bandolier that kind of runs down one breast pocket with 3 little like kunai-style daggers. He spins one of them kind of casually between his fingers, like flicking it and rolling it back and forth. Other than that, he's just got kind of like very much fits his kind of hair, this black, just kind of almost touching the shoulders,
What
Black
sort of hair?
swooped it like yours.
So greasy. He
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
greasy.
black greasy kind of wet looking
Recently,
kind of hair, and then a matching jet black goatee, completely unlike Fitz's.
So like Fitz exactly, except he can grow facial hair.
Yeah, exactly. He has these very fancy sort of capped shoes, kind of like metal capped shoes.
What's his name? Sorry.
Amric.
Hamrick?
Yeah.
He's the moneylender gangster who likes to break legs.
Oh, Amric. Is it Amric or Hamrick?
Amric.
A-M.
Yeah,
And Firstwell is Mum's favorite, right? But he's jealous of Amric. I got that note right?
I thought it was the other way around.
Or was
I thought he
Amric
was
Mum's
jealous.
favorite?
Firstwell is jealous of Amric, who is Mum's favorite.
Who is Mum's favorite? Okay.
Yeah, even though Firstwell was the first,
Oh,
Amric is
And
the
it went
favorite.
well.
Yeah, you see him sitting alone on the starboard couch, his feet up on the table, his eyes sharp and darting about the room. You see him drinking a small glass of port or brandy or some kind of dark liqueur. And
my
yeah,
mannerisms. Got my hair and my mannerisms.
Yeah. Yeah, he. You see him kind of snap the knife into his hand as he glances over in your direction, and then with the point of the blade. Hang on a minute. I have a blade right here. It's not quite
Raya,
this.
I don't think that's. I think that's again terms of service. To
Is
have
it
a blade
to
on.
gesture with knives? Yes. Let's not do that.
I think weaponry is.
A butter knife, then. No,
It's too much.
a metal straw.
It goes like feet is the worst thing you can, and then then knives.
All right, there we go.
Raya, are you sure about this, Raya? Is this? I'm like speaking into my book. That we can still leave. I don't.
Positive. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Don't get us killed. Just met you. It would be a bad start to the relationship.
I appreciate your concern.
Then, Rhea.
All right. And with that, Amric kind of stops his twiddling and gestures you over with the tip of his blade. And, yeah, then you see him kind of do a swish in the air. And you look over Barnabas towards the barkeep, and the Kenku barkeep suddenly kind of pulls out a little tray with a few more matching glasses, 3 glasses that match his, and a bottle of this dark liqueur, and begins totting over, and before you've even sat down has kind of placed them out at the table, and then he says, "Take a seat, please, take a seat."
Is there room for us? It looks like a small stand.
It's a cozy little situation, but it's a
Yeah, I mean, just because
a
we
nice
are
couch.
like a 5-foot
One of
square
us-
doesn't.
yeah.
One of us is next to him, though. Like squeezed in, shoulder to
Just
shoulder.
because we are a 5-foot square doesn't mean that we are taking up a 5-foot square. Like
I know
5
the
foot square
couch. The
pretty
couch
big.
is literally like 5 foot wide, so like more
So
than.
as we get out,
more than enough space.
I take a couple steps a bit quicker ahead. I'm like, Dib's not sitting next to that guy.
And I will stand behind, looking mysterious.
Okay.
And I'm guessing Rhea takes a seat next to Caleb.
Yeah.
I did say to lead the way to Rhea, so I assume Rhea
Yeah.
went first.
Yeah, she'll take point and
That's
then
too
kind of
high.
sit down. All right.
And Rhea goes like this to you to sit down first, Caleb.
Well, all right. How can I help you, young lady and fine gentleman, today? I can only assume you're here to conduct business, but let's not dive right in. Curious to know your names. Rhea
Haven't
made
offered
it.
yours yet, friend.
Oh, apologies. Usually most people know me when they come and see me. The name's Amric.
Amric Van Thamper.
Amric, I'm sure I met one of your brothers once.
I have no doubt. We are quite influential in this city.
Yes, although I must admit he seemed a bit he didn't have your poise or hair for that matter.
Well, I appreciate your concern, but I like to keep family matters out of my business. My business and family business, two separate business.
By all means, was just a passing comment.
No, that's fine.
My name's
Please, take a drink, Mr.
Time. Calum Time.
Helm Time. Strange, Mr. Time. I could swear that I know that name. You wouldn't happen to have anything to do with that little orphanage out in Little Calimsham, would you?
For a passing time, I spent some time growing up there for a little bit. I've put it behind me though. Haven't looked back.
Passing time.
Every man must strike out on his own. Come a certain point.
It is about time.
Well, ain't that
And it
the
was
truth?
time.
Yes. That's all well and good. And with that, he kind of like reaches into a little cloth sack on the seat next to him and chucks a morsel of meat up towards his spine devil companion.
He has the leverage on you now. Why'd you give him your real name?
And my dear lady, the pleasure is all mine. And you were. The name is Rhea, and we have come to you for a loan.
And I'll sit back and watch Jared have a conversation with himself.
I narrowly avoid having to introduce myself.
Can you go left to right, Jared, every switch?
One of these ones? Hang on. Yep. All right.
Well, you picked some difficult accents to jump between too.
Did I really? I don't think so. Yes, Mr. Van Samper, we are a few individuals who have come together for, we are about to start a small business of our own, and we're just wondering if perhaps you could provide a loan. But more than that, we were also in the need of some protection. We understand that you hire some of the best. Why, yes, I've been known to procure some guards and individuals who are very good at what they do. They do it for a reasonable price, and they work as good as anyone else in the city, I suppose. Ah, well, that sounds perfect for what we need, does it not, gentlemen?
We didn't quite catch what you said at the beginning there. What did she want from him again?
So she's looking for a loan, and also is curious because you guys are business partners.
Gotcha.
Looking for a small loan to kind of help kick off a business.
Gotcha.
And also said that you guys might be in the need of some protection. So she's heard that he hires some people who do that.
We're just
And he's asking us, does that sound good to us?
Yeah. She's asking.
Oh, well, we're just here to... Calum?
Yes, we're more here to observe. The business would be with the girl.
Look, I'm not usually one to ask questions, but the nature of your business, it wouldn't happen to encroach on my business at all, would it? I mean, of course, you're coming to me for money, that's all.
It sounds like
good.
that's likely because you're so spread around the city, but I don't... sorry, never mind. I go back to looking mysterious in my book.
I think this is something we could perhaps come to arrangement for. What, the particular nomination of monies that you were looking for? Well, to be honest, looking for something in the range of, I don't know, what were we thinking, about 500 gold to procure the basic supplies we need. Even he kind of, stops drinking his little glass of wine at the sound of 500. He's like, that seems like quite a large investment. I don't suppose you think I just have that kind of cash lying around now, do you? No, perhaps, of course, with some time we can get to know each other and,
I have 117 on me right now.
yeah, in time we can get to establish a better relationship and, trust. And look, we can show you the workings of our business so you have some more faith with the money. But we know how you operate, of course, within certain guidelines. And, you expect to be paid back with interest, of course. No, that's not a problem. But, yeah, of course, if you send us some contacts with the people you hire for your protection and things like this, we'd be more than happy to, really make it worth your while. You guys have anything to say while I keep talking to myself for the next 10 minutes?
Ray, are you sure about this? Is this what you want?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm assuming you have some money on you right now, Mr. Amric? Well, yes. I would be willing to make a down payment or an investment in your business. 150 gold right now. This sounds more than reasonable.
What are the terms of this?
This does seem like an unusual situation you have proposed to me. Most people aren't as, well, intelligent as yourselves, and usually come to me to solve problems rather than set themselves up for success. You understand? So I'm curious to know, perhaps I could not only provide the capital for this business, but potentially buy into it. Say, keep you floating until everything is successful, and perhaps even take a percentage as an ongoing relationship. Pardon me, Mr. Emmerich, Mr. Van Tamper, that is not exactly something we're looking for. We're hoping to take this business on the road, and it would be hard to keep up. With our contact and the like, you understand.
I lean into Caleb. She says, we are being locked into this. You're on mute.
Okay, so I'm just like, I'm not sure. Let's play out.
No, well, that's fine. I mean, my influence, well, my family's influence extends well beyond Baldur's Gate, as you may or may not know, but, well, each to their own. That's totally fine. In that case, I can give you 150 gold now and make an arrangement for the other 350. But, as you understand, my terms are repayment within a 10-day and 25% interest. Now, of course, this is perfectly doable. Otherwise, you wouldn't have asked me in the first place.
Sorry, can I touch base? Can I roll to see, is 25% something that actually would be a known reasonable amount, or is that some bullshit he's trying to pull? Bullshit.
Roll investigation. Insight, rather.
Cool. I think that's a little bit better. 14.
Because it's not a legitimate bank loan, it's pretty reasonable.
25 days, 25%. All right.
10 day. You have 10 days
10
Not
days.
even.
to pay it back.
Jeez. 25%. How does she expect to make that? I wish I was playing a different character right now. Like,
Now,
is that
Uh,
accomplishable, Rare? Are you able to?
I don't see a problem. We are confident.
I mean, I'm not familiar with.
And the whole reason we come to this fine gentleman is because he doesn't ask the questions.
You do say, yes. We're just here as overseers and protection. This is just with the girl.
I'm sorry, I understand you were business partners.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to cut this. Rhea, what are we really doing here?
Could we have a moment, Mr. Amric, to discuss with Rhea here, to think about the terms?
Yeah, excuse us for a minute, and I literally just yank her up by one arm up the chair.
As you do that, a gentleman who looked like he was kind of sleeping off his early morning breakfast of drink, a large thuggish man with a red ponytail, stands up and kind of interjects and leans in your path, like the smell of deep liquor on his breath. Going somewhere?
Is this okay, Mr. Amric, to confer amongst ourselves for a moment before?
Well, I
shaking?
just didn't think you'd be in such a rush, is all. You seem to know very
Well,
clearly
we're not
what
going
you were
in just
looking
to the
for.
corner, if that's okay. We're just to discuss amongst ourselves.
No, you see, I'm starting to get a little concerned. Y'all seem a little agitated here, and, quite frankly, when you brought up that scar-faced hulk of a brother of mine, I started to question whether you were really sincere in your business here.
To be completely honest with you, we have been asked to make sure the lady is, as you can understand, this is no place for somebody of. This is a place of not the. how do I
No,
put
I'm
this?
sorry, Barnabas, I'm going to cut in here.
Please do. Please do.
The facade is over. Young gentleman, we met your brother. Your brother said some interesting things about you. In fact, he suspects you tried to have him killed only last night. You blowing your nose with the mic on?
I thought I muted, but I
You
unmuted.
savage.
I'm so sorry.
Filth.
Do you see that?
I
He
got
unmuted
I
just
got
so he could blow
allergies.
his nose
I
with the
got allergies.
Are you trying to tell me that buffoon of a man, that man,
Sorry.
my brother, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't organize his own assassination.
So you're saying you don't know anything about that? A bathhouse, a demon cult, and an assassin?
You tread carefully now, boy. Do you know who I am? Do you know who you're messing with?
Do you know who he is? And I point at Barnabas.
That, Sonny, is an old man who can't see past his nose. This
I have my
is a young
vision's quite
girl
good. It's-
who's dressed up in her father's suit of armor, and you, sir, are nothing more than a two-bit thief who uses children to do his dirty work.
I'm sorry to say that, Amric, but you're nothing more than a two-bit thief yourself. You might sit on a slightly loftier grounds than me, but what do we do is more or less the same. Only yours with a little more barbarity.
Yes, well, you don't have the protection that I have. I can get away with this. I have the luxury. I have the freedom to do what I please. Now, we've let you operate your little thing in the outer city. In fact, my friends in the guild, you're really just a joke to them. It's quite funny, really. But,
Well, it keeps the kids fed, so it's quite, even if it's a little unreputable, it's quite admirable in terms of the results.
look,
Kalen's starting to shake a little bit. His face
You
is
have to.
draining of color.
I'm not worried. You guys can threaten me all you want.
No, nobody's threatening you, Mr. Amric. We're just concerned about this deal. And it seems like you are too, so maybe we should part ways.
I don't think that there was a deal. Y'all
No,
coming in
but there was
here
one
asking
being
all these questions.
No, you asked a lot of questions. Rhea was doing the talking. There was a misunderstanding of our involvement in the deal. The deal's off. We'll just go our separate ways, and you can continue doing your thing, and we'll do ours. Does that sound good?
I'll be watching you.
We won't be watching you.
You best not be. And with that, he gestures to the thug, who steps away from the pole. And Rhea kind of grabs Calem's elbow and is like, let's go while we can.
Yes, let's come now. I never got that juice, but that's okay. We can. There's other places, and I'm just sort of like putting my book into the satchel. And
She pulls a little harder. She's like, Calem, I'll buy you a drink somewhere else. Let's go.
come now, Caleb.
Kalen?
I just go. Oh.
Oh, fuck.
I turn to her and say, Kalen's not here right now.
Okay, well, whoever you are, we're going to get out of this boat and we're going to go get a drink elsewhere. Or maybe there's something else we can. Maybe we go and see Ebonshield. That sounds like a delightful
Can I do
idea.
an appraisal of the room? How bad is the situation?
I'm so sorry.
How bad is the situation? Look,
Real bad. We walked past so many thugs upstairs. There's a bunch down here. There's a spine devil in the corner.
I've got this.
Jared, what does his appraisal of the room give him? Does he feel like he can take this situation?
I would like to take the initiative, and I would like to, in a swift motion, step forward and attempt to put a neck to his a knife to his throat.
No, we're gonna die. Oh, God.
And with that, we're going to end the session there.
Oh my God.
Can I see if I succeed?
I mean, do you want to stab him or do you want to put your knife to his throat?
No, I want to hold it to his throat.
All right.
So you want to put him into like a hostage situation?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Alright,
we'll
go for it.
roll.
It'll be a grapple check, I guess.
Strength?
Yeah, athletics versus
Versus
my-
Timmy, the
my roll.
acrobatics or athletics.
yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good. It's an 18.
Yeah.
Yeah?
You suddenly snap out, grab his shoulder, spin him towards you, and have a knife at his throat before anyone knows what's
And my
happened.
sword is at his throat, and as I lean forward into his ear, I just say, "You can call me Milak."
Milak or Malak?
Mylak.
Mylak.
Can't remember.
I thought it sounded better as Milak, but whatever.
Milak. Fuck, I don't know. Milak. M-I-L-A-C.
Mylac.
M-I.
M-I.
Okay.
All right. And with that, we end one of the
It's only double
strangest
C on the end.
one of the strangest sessions we've had. We've now split the party. Definitively got you guys in a whole bunch of trouble.
Woo!
How will the others react? How will the others find out? Who knows?
Yeah, we left them a note, but it did not say what we were. It did not say anything
It's not
about
so we're
this.
No idea.
Said we were going to go speak to Captain Zodge.
Captain Zodge is not with you right now. Alrighty.
God. I don't. What do you think is going to be how we get out of here? I know how I can get out of here.
I think we're gonna march here. Alternatively, I'm going through the window.
Oh, fuck you, Mylak.
Got it. Got it.
Alright.
Man,
Awesome. Thanks everyone who's followed recently. Thank you for rating us, Mitch. That was a awesome little surprise. And yeah, we should totally do a stream thing sometime because
yeah, we should drop into somewhere.
yeah, we should do a stream collab because Mitch has his audience and so does Alex as well. So there's no reason we shouldn't mash together and team up and do
Can we do those raid things?
We can totally do the raiding things. Who should we raid?
What's another good D&D stream happening right now?
Let's raid some people. We could. Is my dude? Raging Rolls is up right now.
What's that?
Yeah. Let's go raid them.
Raging rolls.
Some Aussie guys.
We're doing it. I'm in.
Yeah. They roll. They rage. They rarely check for traps. Yeah, they're currently doing Waterdeep Dragon Heist.
Oh, love it. Definitely raid them.
Okay. How do I raid?
Nobody leave.
Nobody leave.
Figure this out.
I don't switch very often, but I'm getting a fucking ad. There's ads on this.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
Jesus.
How does rating? Twitch raiders when one streamer ends their broadcast and hosts another streamer. Rating. How to rate on Twitch. Okay. How to rate on Twitch. Type the chat command /raid username, and the username is the stream name. Okay. So we type /raid. Oh, chat rules. I don't know why it asked me to do that. /raid. Raging rolls. Here we come.
They've got a Minotaur.
Oh, thank you,
character
Costa.
in Waterdeep.
The GM chef used /raid raging rolls. Did it work? 6 viewers are ready to raid. We're right. All right, we're raiding in 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
The same things with slight variations as you've come to understand.
All right,
from your
ending
podcast.
stream.